Welcome to Switch Comics. My name is Marco, and today's video is going to be a little bit different because today we are talking about the Netflix series for Cowboy Bebop. And I do apologize, I know this video is a little late, and that is because I stayed up after I got off work last night and watched the entire season. I know that it came out the night before, Friday. However, I just wasn't paying attention, I guess, and I missed that it came out, so I watched it all Saturday night, and I stayed up quite late doing so. And it was 10 episodes, and I think they're all about an hour long, so yeah. Now, and again, this is also not my normal type of thing that I would necessarily talk about here on the channel. Mainly, you know, it's comics, every now and then some action figures or Funko Pops, but you know what, I decided, since I spent so much time on this last night, and it was the reason that I was going to have a late video anyway, might as well make a video talking about it. So if you are a fan of the original anime, I mean, you know, it's a masterpiece, if I can suddenly speak, but it's a masterpiece, often regarded as, you know, one of the sacred or holy animes, and going in on that, you know, it's definitely a sensitive topic to even touch. I'd be frightened to ever try to, you know, if it was my job to be like, okay, we're putting you in charge of remaking, you know, Cowboy Bebop into live action. You know, it'd be terrifying, because even if you make something incredible, it's probably going to be seen negatively, because again, the original is amazing. You know, and it's very loved, and it's been very loved for many years at this point. So I often hold the opinion that nostalgia it can be quite ugly. Now, I get it. There's certain things that I'm nostalgic about that, I don't know, I think it's fine to... There's certain things that aren't even good, I think, that I enjoyed as a child, and I still like them. And I know I do because of nostalgia. But I don't feel like everyone holds that same opinion. I think that some people are just like, I really like that, so it's amazing and it's perfect and this and that and everything. So I try to look at everything, you know, fairly and judge it, you know, accordingly. Now, obviously, I mean, you can't talk about this show without comparing it to the original. So, I mean, I will be doing that. But again, I try to be fair. So I think. And I know I haven't really talked about the show at all yet. I mean, it's a lot of precursors. But my point is, I do think that I haven't even looked at any reviews, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of negative reviews on the show. Especially since some things were changed. I think they do a lot of keeping a lot of the same characters, a lot of the same things going on. However, I mean, I do think it's good to change something, even if the original is perfect. It's, you know, like with The Lion King, you know, it's a shot-for-shot remake, and it's boring, you know? Now, granted, there's other things going on with that movie. We're not here to talk about that. But I don't think anybody wants a shot-for-shot remake. I mean, I'm sure maybe some people do, you know, whatever, that's fine. But, you know, at the end of the day, there's nothing new added. It's just in live action, and also probably not as good. Because there's just certain things, you know, there's certain movements you can't do in real life. So there wouldn't be any purpose in that. I feel like they took the source material and respected it while choosing to do different things. And where some people, I think, might have the most problem. And by the way, I'm not going to really get into any spoilers or anything, but I do want to talk about it. And just kind of give people, you know, a warning going into it. But the ending is definitely very different, very, very different. So I felt like, you know, they wanted to do something a little different, keep kind of like an alternate reality, like things went a little differently, I guess you could say, but you know, still respecting the show. I think everyone involved, you know, really did respect and love the show, and I think it does show, you know, in what we were given, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Now, granted, I also binged it, you know, but I think that's a testament to it as well, because, for example, I just recently started watching Titans, and I can't binge it. Like, I watch like maybe two or maybe three episodes. No, I think it's only been two is my max in one setting, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm gonna go play with the dogs, or go do this, go read a comic, do something else. And now, granted, I'm enjoying it. It's fine. That's a different conversation. But with this show, I started watching it, and I didn't know how much I was going to watch of it. And like I said, it got very late. I think it got close to about 6 in the morning when I finished. So, I mean, I sat down and watched the full thing. Only stopped to, I think I stopped to maybe get something to eat or go to the bathroom, and that was about it. But there's certain things that obviously I didn't like as much as the original, but I don't think this was, again, trying to be as good as the original or better than the original or anything like that. I think it was just like, we're gonna take this source material and we're gonna do something a little different. And what really is different about this is I think everyone's just having fun with it, and also having fun with because notoriously live action anime adaptations are not good at all. And I think this one is probably the first, well, maybe not the first good one, because I haven't seen it in its entirety, but I've seen some of the fight scenes from the Rurouni Kenshin one, and that one looked pretty good, at least in the sword fighting and everything. I don't know about the story-wise. Again, I haven't seen that full movie. But that maybe that one was, but I think what really plays to this one's strength is they didn't try to cram it all into a movie. And that's typically what would happen, is they're just like, we're going to take, 3 seasons of the show, even though this is just one season, and we're going to cram it all into one movie. And if they did that, it would have been, or, even if they're like, we're going to do 2 movies, it wouldn't have been enough, So, roughly 10 hours or so of screen time, I felt like everything moved along fine. Different characters, pop up at different times, and different stuff happens. But there's a lot of key notes that are still from the source material. And but the action scenes were awesome. I think the fight scenes and everything were pretty fun and enjoyable, and goofy. Because that's the thing. Like, trying to do anything that happens in anime, trying to do that in real life is gonna be a little goofy, because it's not possible, to do the things that they do. So, and move the way, even Spike Spiegel's just a normal human. He doesn't move like any normal human can. And there's, this is, I guess, a tiny little, not really a spoiler, but it's a thing that happens in one of the fight scenes. So, I don't count it as a spoiler, but it's in the first episode, which I think the first episode is really awesome, by the way. He starts a fight, they all got guns pointed at him and everything. He flips up a coin into the sky, and then he kicks it into somebody's forehead. And it's like, that's goofy, it's nonsensical, but we're here having fun. And, I think that's kind of the point of anime, I don't know, is to have fun with it. Now, granted, there's a lot of deeper undertones into the story of Cowboy Bebop, and I think there's a lot of that that's still here, and a lot of it that's been changed a bit as well. I guess bottom line, if you are a diehard fan of the original series, which I consider myself being a really big fan. One of my, unfortunately, it's boxed away right now, because again, I've just moved, but everything's still in boxes. But anyway, so it's boxed away. But one of my prized possessions is a Funko Pop of Spike Spiegel, signed by Steve Bloom, and it's I consider myself a pretty big fan. However, if you're just a diehard, nothing can change. They better not do anything to screw this up. Then you might not enjoy it. You might be upset. But if you're just looking to have some fun, and also, I'd like to think, if you haven't seen Cowboy Bebop, that you could probably watch this and have fun as well. Again, knowing that sometimes things are just for fun, I feel like people forget that nowadays, Not everything has to be super serious or the best thing you've ever watched. Sometimes it's just a fun movie or series or something. And I quite enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm not expecting this to go over super well. we'll kind of see. I kind of want to talk about the ending because I feel like that's probably going to be the thing that upsets most people. But I'm sure the news on if you don't watch it, I'm sure the news on that will be popping up here pretty soon. So I'm sure there's be articles and stuff everywhere talking about it. But I want to talk about the performances really quick. So forgive me, I don't know everybody's name. I really only know the guy that plays Spike Spiegel. I'm familiar with him, John Cho. I think he does a great job. I know there's some people that on the little trailers and stuff, because that's the thing. I feel like people are just ready to tear down any live action anime, which historically speaking is justified. So going into this one, I feel like they were just ready to take it down, to kill it, and I feel like some people are going to go into watching it with that mentality, or maybe not even watch it at all. But they were talking about his performance and how he was a little too serious, and which in some of the fight scenes, sure, he's not having as much fun as, but again, Spike Spiegel is an anime character, and this part of it is just, it's not, I don't know, it's not going to translate quite the same into live action. I think the fight scenes were all super fun. I thought John Cho's performance was super good. I have to say though, Jet, the guy, I don't know his name, but that dude was perfect. Like, and I know this probably, I haven't really seen anything about it. I haven't really been looking too much into it because I know people are just going to be negative because that's just how the internet is these days. But the guy that plays Jet in the live action series, he's black, and obviously his character isn't black in the show, but he's perfect. His voice, his giant but teddy bear persona, just everything about him. I thoroughly enjoyed him. I think he was the most accurate character. As far you have your certain, when you're talking about the MCU or whatever, Robert Downey Jr. is the perfect Iron Man, and then you have other characters. It's they're enjoyable. They're fine. I like them, but maybe they could be replaced by somebody. But like I said, this guy, and I don't know his name. I haven't looked it up or anything. But he is perfect. He was born to play Jet. And the person that plays Faye again is also fine. I enjoyed her. I don't want to, like I said, get into too much spoilers. There are some reoccurring villains. I guess obviously Vicious is in it. He's probably the character I like the least, but he's also kind of the character I like the least in the anime. So I don't fault that for the show. He's just, kind of a generically evil bad guy. I guess I should also have prefaced that I haven't watched the original show in quite a while, though it does, definitely hold a special place in my heart. From my recollection, this definitely feels like the live action series had a lot more of Vicious in it than in the original series. But I have to really go back and rewatch it because I'm sure there's lots of things that I've forgotten. And I'm not a big rewatching things guy. It's just not, I don't know, it's never something I've really done. I know, a lot of people rewatch stuff all the time, but it's not really something I like to do. However, I would like to rewatch that show. It is quite good, not very long either. So, he's just, Vicious is a fairly generic bad guy. The guy that is playing him, I guess he's doing fine. He's kind of cheesy, kind of overacting, but again, that's just kind of what Vicious is in a way. So, it's fine. I think overall there's some good performances and everyone's just, like I said, just kind of having fun with it, and I think that's really all that can be asked for this live action remake. I don't, it's infinitely better than what's it called, the Dragon Ball whatever movie. I don't remember what it's called, but that thing was awful. There's so many bad live action anime movies that are just absolutely terrible and clearly don't care about the source material. And I think, I mean, you might argue with me differently. If you've seen it, definitely, let me know in the comments, or if you have worries or this or that, or if you have seen it and enjoyed it, whichever way, just let me know how you feel about it in the comments. At least, try not to spoil anything for, I don't know, a week or so. I don't know how long we wait on Netflix shows anymore until we start talking about them. But obviously this one did just come out Friday, so I didn't want to fully talk about it in this video. If you've watched it and you aren't a fan, I can understand, but I had fun with it, and that's what I try to do. I really just try to have fun with anything that and granted, I don't like everything. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of things controversially, I guess to speak. I have some two big controversial opinions. I'm not a fan of the movie Logan, and I'm not a fan of the Dark Knight trilogy. Well, I guess fairly, I haven't seen all of the Dark Knight trilogy. I'm not a fan of, is it called The Dark Knight? The one with the Joker. I like the Joker's performance, but I don't really like the movie. Anyway, so I'm just throwing a point out there. Is like, I'm not just like a yes man. Everything's amazing, everything's great. But I do try to go into anything, and I hope that I enjoy it. That's ultimately my goal. I like enjoying things, so whether I'm reading a comic, watching a show, watching a movie, whatever it is, I hope that was time spent that brought me a little joy, brought me a little happiness in some way or another. So, in conclusion, is it better than the original show? Definitely not. But I don't think it ever wanted to be. I think it's different. It's loving. It's respectful, and it's fun. So, if you end up watching it or whatever, like I said, just let me know. I'd love to talk about it with some people. And definitely, I definitely want to talk about some spoilers. So I don't know how long we're gonna wait in the comments. However long you think is respectful, I guess. I don't know how long you wait on these full release shows anymore. But that's gonna be it for today. Again, sorry for the late video. I considered making it before going to bed, but I was very tired, so it didn't happen. Thank you all so much for watching. Do the YouTube stuff, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, maybe leave a subscribe. I don't know if I'm going to be talking about anime shows or any shows or movies or any stuff anymore. I used to do that back in the day, but, things change and the channel direction changes. But this one I felt, I just wanted to talk about it because it is something pretty special to my heart. So anyway, you all have a good one, and I will see you next time.